Hypocrisy is a dish best served salty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Breaking Badger News. I am your host, Brian Martinez, and I am joined by my wife. I don't think we're going to call her a stapler anymore because she's no longer a stapler, so this is my wife. That's it for now. That's it.
You can call me Lindsay.
Okay, we'll say Lindsay. It's my wife, Lindsay. I forgot the name. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the newest breaking news story. It is one that nobody is talking about. It involves what happened with Christina Garcia, who was accused of sexual harassment, right? So, Lindsay, why don't you catch me up?
Sure. So the prominent Me Too activist Christina Garcia was accused of sexual harassment for drunkenly groping a man at a legislative softball game in 2014. Even though the investigation did determine that Garcia violated the Assembly's sexual harassment policy by using vulgar language, it did not substantiate the man's claims of being groped. Christina Garcia is a Democrat serving the California State Assembly who was featured in the Times cover story on Silence Breakers, which honored the activists of the Me Too movement. In 2017, she gained national media attention for speaking out against sexual harassment and was one of the hundreds of Sacramento women who signed an October letter with the hashtag #WeSaidEnough protesting harassment. She's been cleared of the groping charge and is returning after a 3-month unpaid leave of absence, greeted by colleagues with hugs. Garcia was removed from her committee memberships and required to attend sensitivity training as a result of her vulgar language, but cleared of the allegations of unwanted sexual misconduct. Her accuser is appealing the Assembly's investigation. The man's attorney wrote to the chief administrative officer of the Assembly, quote, "It is clear that several witnesses identified to the investigator were not interviewed, including the man's former boss. Other members of the Assembly who can testify to the fact that Mrs. Garcia was inebriated, speaking of being inebriated,
Inebriated,
and her presence after the end of the baseball game, and another witness to whom the man reported the groping incident shortly after it occurred. Many of the witnesses can provide information in direct contradiction to Ms. Garcia's public statement that she left the ballpark immediately after the game and therefore supposedly was not there at the time the man asserts he entered the dugout and she groped him. In a breath of fresh air that is without the farts of hypocrisy, a union group protested in front of Christina Garcia's office, calling for her to resign from the Assembly. They brought a spin-the-bottle mat with every side corner delivering a no. This is calling upon a previous accusation that was not investigated, where Garcia was accused by a former male staffer for allegedly firing him in 2014 after he refused to play spin the bottle with her. The protesters proclaimed "Time's up, Christina," and called her a hypocrite of the Me Too movement. Go ahead.
One of my hot takes.
Yeah.
All right. Christina Garcia has just gotten away with sexual harassment because we are supposed to believe accusers when they talk about their experiences, and I can't believe that the people responsible for putting together the Me Too campaign and the allies to those people would allow this to happen. Christina Garcia is guilty because the man said so, and we shouldn't have even investigated. If you just ask somebody about their experiences with sexual harassment, it's so stressful that we should just be believing them. Where are our kindly inquisitors to get the truth out of Christina? Is what I'm saying. This is what we need, right? Do you see what I'm saying? See what I'm doing there?
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
I'm doing?
I see what you're doing. Yeah. I'm not really sure what to say about this.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising that this was going to turn out this way, especially because I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Christina Garcia is a woman that was a big part of the Me Too movement, and they had to guard her ass, to be honest. I think so. Because
the people are protesting her. Like, the Me Too activists are actually protesting her.
Yeah, I know, but the initial action, what I'm getting at is the initial action for them to try to essentially get her off scot-free seemed to me that it was essentially a concerted attempt to make her look innocent so that she doesn't look like a hypocrite. That was the point, is what I think. right? And when it worked out, like she was able to save her job and save her reputation within the organization's investigation, it did not work out well for the Me Too activists, which I have to applaud because they at least have some principles, right? Where they were able to see through it.
You know what?
What?
This could be shady, like politicianing.
You mean?
You know what I mean? Like
4D chess?
Yeah, like the activists could be in on trying to get her out of office. Maybe they have another political candidate that they wish was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's all power plays.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens when they eat each other too. This is often the case, right? Like she has failed her purity test because she has some weakness, so they have to get her out. And then get in somebody who's even more pure than she was.
Why isn't it an assembly investigation? Why isn't it like some kind of legal? Like I don't understand this stuff.
Well, that's the thing.
Why I didn't really want to speak on it, but
no, I hear you. But the reason why it's an assembly investigation, it's sort of like when a company or a political party or a political group is accused of something, right? Or college, and instead of bringing the cops in and like an impartial third party to investigate the corporation or the group or the lobbying organization or the school, they will do their own investigation internally, and it always results in sort of like reduced sentences, and they have some control over how it goes. So when they did this investigation, they did not allow certain witnesses to be interviewed that would actually have evidence that would prove her guilt.
Right.
Or at least the most important witnesses that could affect the outcome of their decision were not considered as part of the investigation. So from the beginning, it smells like bullshit right off the bat, right? And then she gets off scot-free, and the only thing that she gets is some blowback from some activists that are recalling another incident, which actually should sort of serve as additional evidence for the current incident, like the fact that she fired somebody because they wouldn't play spin the bottle with her, like back in the day, right? It's pretty crazy. So, yeah, basically, it's ironic when she was accused because she was involved with the Me Too movement, and not surprising. And then on top of that, it's further not surprising that she was found innocent, where every other case of Me Too, every other case that's put out there, when it's against the people they don't like, then that's just considered guilt. Like, grab him by the pussy. Like, there are still people that are saying Trump got away with sexual assault because he said something in a truck someplace. Or who's another person that they're claiming got away with stuff? Bill Cosby. Even though there was even though he was found guilty, the evidence is spurious. There's a lot of shady shit going on. Gian Gomeshi, the same thing. So many others.
I want to take my comment back about why isn't it a legal case. I think I understand why.
Why?
Because it's just like misconduct in the workplace kind of thing, right? Like, you wouldn't go to the police if... at least I wouldn't.
Well, in the States, I think you can go to you can make a legal case, at least a civic one. And also, isn't the guy doing an appeal?
Yes, but he's appealing the investigation. Like, it's not like it's a case or anything. Right.
But he's basically fighting so that they don't make it final. So, but yeah, when it depends on the opponents, that I think that's basically what it comes down to. So with her, I'm glad that there are many activists that basically, are calling it hypocrisy, calling it for what it is. But I bet that she's getting a shocking amount of support. A shocking amount in that really shouldn't happen. So it's just interesting because I know how the Me Too movement is supposed to work. It's like believe the victim under every circumstance. But here's a case where they're like, wait, why don't we do some due process and investigation? We should probably do that. And they all suddenly motherfuckers care about due process. It's not about hunting witches anymore. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to say about this case? Or should we wrap it up?
We should wrap it up.
All right. Well, tell us what you guys think about the case. We'll include the sources and what we have, on it below. If you want to add anything, what do you think about this Christina Garcia business?
You keep wanting to say
I want to
Christina
say,
Aguilera.
because I listened to her terrible fucking song today about how she hates boys, and I have it on my mind. Thanks, Goodfella. It's all your fault. So anyway, thanks for joining us on this edition of Breaking Badger News. And my name is Brian, and this is my wife, Lindsay, and we will see you guys on the next one. Oh, before we go, be sure to hit that like button. It helps with our analytics. Share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notifications bell. You know the business. Also, I believe we're doing a fundraiser to go to the hopefully the final leg of this court journey. You should go to feedthebadger.com to support. We appreciate it. Everything you can do to do so would be greatly appreciated. So once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.